Welcome to Get It Done, your district's Return to Work program, the Get It Started session. This is number 4 in our educational series about your Return to Work program. The topics for this session include a Done For You program template that you can simply edit and customize. We'll be talking about the small library of documents you will need to gather to have within your written program. We'll start the discussion about roles and responsibilities, specifically the role of the supervisors. Most of the program is done for you. All you need to do is decide what you want and what works best for you as HR professionals. And if you feel overwhelmed or worried it's all too much, we'll be sharing tips and tricks from your colleagues at other school districts within the trust. They will share what they did to get started. We'll also be telling you about the new Box online storage to access all materials in the program. You'll be finding them on the website. Some people find it's easier to go to the Box, where you'll find the latest updates. There are only 6 building blocks in this program, and your written Return to Work program is at the center of it all. We will build upon this written draft program as we progress through the series. We began with the first annual program review. This is a sit-down session at your district where we talk about your goals, we do a gap analysis, we review an analysis of your return to work activities, and we produce a report that you share with your mentor and your upper management in your district. We spent several sessions on processes and now the draft program. We want to make sure that you have your draft document in place. For the next session, which will be supervisor's role and training, we'll move on from there to talk about the employee's role and responsibilities as well as employee training. One of the best practices is linking your Return to Work program with safety. And as we talk more about the supervisor's role, you'll see how this all makes sense. And finally, one of the last pieces of our Return to Work program series is the providers and the vendors. We talked earlier about establishing a provider relationship with an occupational medicine clinic or large provider who offers occupational medicine. We'll be talking about how you will get the most from working with vocational counselors, RTW Inc., as well as the nurse case managers or field case managers hired by your claims consultant and that may work with you on site at your school district. We have one big goal in this session, and that is a get it done plan, step by step, providing you with the tools you need to bring everyone and everything together into one draft program. I'm here to help and support you every step of the way. You'll find that you'll have some decision points as we go through this educational series. You won't be able to go forward with much effectiveness until you decide what you want, and we'll let you know when those decision points come. To help everyone catch up and do a quick review of the last session, let's talk about what we've already talked about. If you are joining us for the first time, don't worry, I'll help you catch up. We talked about medical provider relationships and how they can support you and your employees. During the last session, we introduced an HR checklist and the use of a script for talking to employees about their claims and the goal of returning to work. We recommend talking about return to work from the very beginning when the claim is first filed and you have your first initial contact with the employee regarding their work injury. We talked about how important it is to have work injury instructions or claim instructions for employees, including electronic packets that can be downloaded and printed by the employee from your internet, or a have and hold physical packet that employees can carry with them with their notes and with everything that they need to do, including a checklist. We have found that savvy medical providers really like the paper copy because it helps them understand and reinforce what you want and what you expect with your employee. Some people don't do well with downloaded documents. Some people don't have computers. Some employees don't have printers. And oftentimes, when they're hurt and they're not feeling well, the last thing that you want them to do is drive back to your office under the influence of pain medication in order to talk to them about their claim or make sure that they have information. So take it in several different ways. One might be to put paper copies of the packet with your school locations to be handed out from the school office. You can certainly mail them out to the employee. You will know which employees, as you talk with them, feel more comfortable with downloading from your intranet or the Puget Sound Workers' Compensation portal for filing a claim, and those who really don't do well with computer technology at all. We want you to also set goals and have draft processes ready when talking to selected medical providers. Your selected medical providers will help you finalize the process. So you want to make sure when you sit down that you know what you want, because when you communicate your expectations, there's more than likely the chance for good success. Let's go over the handouts for this session, and they can also be found in the box. You received as a handout or attachment the Return to Work Master Checklist. This is a step-by-step guide to everything you have to do to go from zero or nothing to a fully implemented program. This checklist is a companion to the Return to Work Program template, and we've included one for Happy School District. However, you will be receiving through email an attachment with this same template word processed for your school district, just to give you a little extra help. We are also providing a new injured employee checklist that you can use for bulletin boards, employee packets, and training. Remember, all of these are provided to you in Word documents, so all you need to do is download them and make some edits to make them yours. We've been talking about how important it is to tell employees during the claim process or when the claim is first started that they have the choice of an attending physician. The L&I Provider Network documents provides the right verbiage for customizing your return to work packets and to provide your employees with training. You can also use this information or this verbiage in your new hire talks. We've included another sample light duty or transitional duty job offer letter. The new document that we really want you to focus on in this session is the district roles and responsibilities. This is a chart which shows the stakeholders and what they typically do in a return to work program. We're going to be focusing simply on the section for supervisors, because we believe that they can be extremely beneficial to the school district, to their employees, and most of all to you as busy HR professionals. Now here is a frequently asked question. How long will it take for you to create a customized return to work program for your district? This table includes tasks from the Master Return to Work checklist and provides estimates of time based on real people and real situations. In fact, your counterparts at other school districts. We think that this is a best estimate of estimated time, although results will vary if there are special circumstances. Remember, we give you the drafts and templates, so all you really have to do is finalize the drafts, and that saves you a lot of time and effort. Now let's talk real briefly about your Return to Work program document library. We have some recommendations and templates to get you started. You may already have in your own department form letters, samples that you use for your program. Keep using what you are using if it's working for you. Take a look at our recommendations as well. All of these documents were included for one major purpose. Well, actually two major purposes. One is to establish clear communication and expectations. And well, maybe it's really three. The third is to make your life easier. The documents that are in green font designate documents we've already introduced in prior sessions, and the orange documents, or those in orange font, are those that we will cover in the next several sessions. All of these documents can be found in the Return to Work program box or online at the website for Puget Sound or pswct.org. We will always provide the link to the box in future sessions as well. Let's focus now on the Return to Work Master Checklist. It covers everything you need to do in your program to get ready for the new school year or by September 1. If that's what you choose to do, is get it done by September 1. Certainly you can take more time, do it a little bit each month as the school year progresses. Some people want to be ready for when the doors open. We want to help you go from zip or zero to ready in about 10 hours. And I think you'll see everything's very distinctly set up so that it's easy and fast for you. We mentioned that every district gets a draft Return to Work program that all you need to do is customize. It will take a little extra effort. I'm available to help you. You'll find that making it yours will make your life a lot easier. You need established and written, documented rules, responsibilities, and procedures. This will help you in those sticky situations that everyone in human resource has gone through, and it also makes sure that employees and supervisors also understand it's written down and this is the way it is. We want to make sure that there's transparency and good communication. All you need to do with this draft template is download it, send it to your team members, ask them to make edits, and then make sure that all the edits are completed, and there you are. Doesn't take long at all. We've talked about injured employee checklists, and here is another one-page sample that can be used as a poster, inserted into a packet, or you can edit it for a new hire orientation handout. You'll notice that it has very specific instructions for your employee to help them get to help and back to work as soon as possible. Going forward, we have set up a safe online download site or box. It's a place to go and download all the templates, resources, and samples. We do have documents on the website, so you have a second choice here for resources. The hyperlink is really easy to use. All you need to do is make sure you have a browser open in the background. Click the blue hyperlink and you'll go straight to the documents where you can download them and print them, discuss them, share them. Our best recommendation is to create a binder that holds your program and your completed work. And then it's always ready to visually share with your team and mentor at any time. Now, to help start the conversation about roles and responsibilities, particularly those responsibilities of the supervisor, we've created a chart of typical roles and responsibilities in a typical district's return to work program. You'll notice that there is text that is highlighted or bolded and underlined. Those are the responsibilities for that particular stakeholder. So when you go in, you'll want to look at those bold and underlined tasks and determine if those really fit. Do you want that stakeholder to have that particular segment of the program? What do you want these people to do for you? You are managing them at your district, and so you need to make sure that they know where you want them to be in relationship to your district program. Why are we placing emphasis on supervisors? We want you to know that it's a very important discussion and decision point for you as HR professionals. We are introducing the topic now so you can start the conversation and prepare and lay the groundwork for the upcoming supervisor training. Now, you know, as HR professionals, you can influence, but you're not managing directly, and that's why dealing with supervisors, managers, and directors is very important. You want to be able to get it right and make sure that they understand and will accept their assignments. So to begin the discussion at your district now, take a look at that chart and then ask these next questions. Where is the light duty work or transitional duty work in your district? And who will manage that work and the injured employees who are doing that work under the Return to Work program? There are 3 methods to find and assign light duty work and help your employees recover at work. We recommend that you put your supervisors to work to find and assign light duty work that is safe and helps your employees recover at work. The method 1 that is extremely successful at Bethel School District is one that was designed by Kathy Kemp. She and Bonnie Jones, her assistant, manage it very nicely, and this is how it works. They have a light duty temp pool. Kathy receives a budget of about $67,000 a year, and she uses that budget to pay workers that are placed in other departments and other locations. Kathy and Bonnie identify temporary jobs and they assign the workers to those locations. The district locations or school locations receive free temp help. Human Resources pays the light duty workers from their HR budget. Now what happens is that Kathy is able to stretch this budget because the workers are typically paid a supplemental loss of earning benefits from their work comp claims. So will the light duty temp pool work for you? The pro is that the school locations love having free helpers. Now, these are not regular jobs. These are not clerical jobs or jobs that are budgeted. These are simply collections of tasks. So unions should have no worries about employees, light duty or injured workers, taking work away from their constituents. The other nice thing is that it's a fresh start for some employees. Some employees, let's face it, don't have the best relationships with their departments. Sometimes just getting a fresh start elsewhere, getting appreciated for their work, makes a big difference. The other good thing about this is that it allows time off or away from work for physical therapy and other medical appointments. So the employee is truly recovering at work. They're at work doing what they can, and they are also in the business of recovering or getting better in a supportive environment. Now, these light duty temp pool tasks can include some skill building. For instance, this might be a time for a worker to brush up or even learn keyboarding skills. It might be a way for an employee to learn how to work a spreadsheet or work with spreadsheets. So all of this can be very beneficial for the employee. Now, what are the disadvantages or the cons? Well, Kathy does need to track her budget and hours. She uses a paper timesheet for each one of her employees that she's overseeing and reassigning out of this temp pool. The locations or the schools where the employees are working do need to be briefed, and that's easily done with a one-page information sheet. This is what you do to call, and they do know that they need to call Kathy if there's any problem. Now, there may be, in rare instances, some transportation issues. If an employee is getting to work typically by carpool and is assigned to another location in the school district, there might be some temporary transportation issues that can easily be worked out. Another important point is that site supervision is needed. These employees can't be just left to roam through the school. They need to be instructed and overseen to make sure that they do know it's work. They are there to get something done. Method 2 is the departments do light duty, and that means that the directors through the supervisors are vested in identifying and offering light duty or transitional duty to their employees. That means that supervisors identify general light duty tasks, and supervisors accommodate using the restrictions from the physician and using guidance from the Human Resources Department. Supervisors must temporarily reassign work in the unit. So let's talk about somebody by the name of Harry, who's a custodian. Harry is returned to work with a 20 or 25-pound lifting restriction. That means that Harry's supervisor needs to look at the work and make sure that Harry is either not lifting or he's being helped to do his job. It could be something as easy as saying, go around and pull trash in small quantities every hour. Or it could mean that he's working with somebody else in the department. Workers can be paid loss of earning benefits from their work comp claims if they're working only part-time. So this allows the supervisors the benefit of maybe getting part-time help from the substitute list. The important point with this method is that the departments use their own budget and their resources. And when you think about it, that's very fitting. They're responsible for safety. If employees are injured under their watch, the department's directors down through the supervisors are responsible and should be held accountable to provide that employee with transitional work. So will departments do light duty work for you? Well, there are some pros and there's some cons, and let's talk about the pros first. It's certainly less stress on workers. They get up, they go to work at the same place and with the same people. It's very easy. All they need to do is follow the instructions from their doctor and their supervisor. It does allow time for physical therapy appointments and other medical appointments, so they are truly recovering at work. And it forces supervisors, direct supervision. It focuses them on safety and how to make the work safer. The good thing is that once set up in a department, it's easy for human resources. And what we'll be talking about in the next sessions is how to set that up and how to train the supervisors, how to get the buy-in so that this will work for you. Now, why won't it work for you? Well, supervisors get sometimes a little stressed. They don't like going out of their comfort zone. They have to do a little extra work and looking at tasks and doing reassignment of work. Supervisors definitely need training, and also employees need training. So yes, there's a little bit of extra work. The top level support is probably needed with this method. Why? Again, you can influence supervisors, managers, and directors, but you can't necessarily direct them. And that's why you need your mentor, who is a member of upper management, who can put some pressure on directors, managers, and supervisors to do what they should be doing and be held accountable for work injuries as well as the work in their departments. Will Method 3, your own light duty hybrid, work for you? Well, you pick and choose what you want to fit your district's resources and needs, as well as your needs as busy HR professionals. You have the option and the opportunity to customize and integrate return to work with safety. And you also get to decide what works best for your district. So will your own hybrid program work for you? Well, it's you get to design the process. It allows for physical therapy and medical appointments. It forces, again, the supervisors to focus on safety. And once set up in the department, it's like clockwork. It's easy for you as HR professionals, and it's easy for them as well. So what is the disadvantage? Well, the cons are, again, supervisors may not like this. They have to do extra work. The supervisors will need to be trained, and the employees need to be trained and told up front what your expectations are of them as they go through the light duty process or they recover at work. And again, top level support is probably needed to encourage those directors and managers to do the right thing and cooperate with the Return to Work program. Whatever method you use and whatever level of responsibility you assign to the various stakeholders, you will probably need to bring the supervisors into the process and probably put them front and center. Why? Well, they hire and train your employees. Think about this. You, as HR professionals, go out and recruit and screen employees. You give them the best. They make the hiring decision. They do the training. Supervisors schedule and assign work. Department safety is part of the supervisor's job. So yes, supervisors are very important in the Return to Work program. You have the benefit because you decide roles and responsibility. It's your program. We recommend that supervisors support and provide any department accommodations for both temporary and permanent jobs. We'll show you how to bring them in to the program and help them understand their roles and do the best for you. So when you think it's too much or overwhelming a project, I want you to remember these inspirational tips and lessons learned from your Puget Sound Workers' Compensation Trust colleagues and other school districts. Shoreline School District was the first to jump in. In fact, they jumped in at the annual meeting on March 24th, and they made an appointment on the spot for their first annual program review. Marla Miller, along with Michelle, Bailey, and Tam, are really innovators. They believe you just get in there and you start it. And what can they tell you, or what tip can they tell you? Just begin. Just start and let it flow. Tukwila School District has some ideas about that same subject. Arlene Valima Rich is no longer with Tukwila School District. However, when she was and did provide this tip, I can tell you I thought it was fabulous. Arlene said, refuse to be overwhelmed. Stay calm, set a goal, use the lists or the resources, and just take it step by step. So if you're listening to this session and you know that you are also the one and the only one who does it all, take this tip from Arlene. Don't be overwhelmed. Just go through the process and you'll be just fine. Bethel School District is one that we've talked about. You heard a little bit about Kathy Kemp and her light duty temp pool. Kathy, Bonnie, Lauren are working under their mentor Lee Sinclair, and what they have to offer is encouragement to link employee health and safety to return to work. Now, we just talked about how important it is for supervisors to have a safe environment for employees and to bring employees back safely. The Bethel School District team thinks inside and outside the box. What you can learn from them is link that safety program with the Return to Work program. Puyallup School District is amazing. Their mentor is Aileen Baxter, and the two people who are instrumental in that program are Dawn Piles and Tracy. Dawn and Tracy have something that I think is really remarkable and that we can all learn from. I have learned from them. We can achieve a quality program and we can achieve excellence by simply asking questions. Dawn and Tracy are never there to let the status quo stand. They are always looking for something a little better, and they're always asking, why is this working? How can we make it work better? What we can learn from them is ask questions, you'll get answers, and you'll have a better program. Peninsula School District is led by Sarah Hoover, the risk manager. Sarah, along with her assistant Bobby, are doing some very good things at Peninsula School District. And Sarah showed what leadership is all about. I was fortunate to attend a meeting where Sarah had invited directors and managers, supervisors, to talk about workers' compensation and the Return to Work program. What Sarah did is she listened to them, and she also gave them vision and direction. She gave them hope because she was able to point them to their goals. They knew where they were going. So what we can learn from Sarah is just point people in the right direction, inspire them with a goal, give them the vision and the direction to reach that goal. The Puget Sound Educational Service District, these are our HR professionals, Maxine and Aurora. I've been very privileged to work with both of them, and I think what they have to share, or the tip that they have, is collaboration. They make sure that when they bring everyone to the table, as does Sarah, that they listen and make sure that everyone is heard. Now, one good thing about listening to people and making sure that they have a say is that we have an opportunity to learn something that might be very, very, very important to us. So collaboration and learning through others, bringing people together, is something that you can do, and that is something that makes Maxine and Aurora very successful in their work. So what's coming up next? Well, here are the upcoming topics, where we will be talking about the supervisor checklist and training. That'll be another done-for-you program. Supervisors Return to Work Analysis. It's a new tool to help supervisors identify and manage light-duty work in their departments. We'll be talking in a future session about employees, employee checklists, packets and letters, as well as their training. And then we'll be talking about the process and compliance check. This is another on-site meeting, just like the first annual program review, where we go through your program and make sure that everything checks out and that your program is in compliance with Washington State Department of Labor and Industries rules. So what's your next step? Well, the first thing you can do is you can certainly call me for your first annual program review if you haven't done that already. You can get organized and save time by using the provided templates. You can start editing, distributing, and editing your draft Return to Work program. And you can discuss how light duty is managed. Will it be managed by you, or will it be managed by the supervisors in their departments? And then choose. You need to choose a date, and you need to choose to bring quality to your program by checking the processes and the compliance. Remember, it's your employees, your program, and your process. This program is for you, and we are here to help you. You can call or email me to get started, or if you're uncertain, to discuss what your next step might be. And please, if you have suggestions or questions, please call us. This is Suzanne Metz, Return to Work Manager, and until we talk again, be safe, and let's get back to work.